Thank you. Roll call, please.
Yes. President Peng.
Here.
Vice President Romano.
Here.
Mr. Shi. Ms. White.
Here.
Mr. Mohan Patel. Mr. Birol Patel.
Here.
Mr. Schneider.
Here.
Mr. Rivera. Mr. Vishal Patel. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Opening statement, please.
Yes, in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Public Law 1975, C 231 Sunshine Law, copies of this public meeting notice were sent to the Home News Tribune and the Star Ledger on January 3rd, 2023, and December 1st, 2023. Members of the public may participate at regular meetings in accordance with the bylaws of the board and applicable state regulations.
Thank you.
Mr. Toth?
Yes.
Mr. Rivera is on the dais.
Noted.
Okay. In accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231 PL 1975, the Edison Township Board of Education will adjourn to confidential session for the purpose of discussing confidential student matters, personnel matters, health insurance contract dispute, land purchase, former staff, and student litigations. So we're going to move to closed session. We're expected to come out at around 7 o'clock. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
One seems to hear words of a cheer from everywhere, feeling near. Oh, and it will raising the sound, oh, and it will hearing the rain while people sing songs of the cheer. Christmas is here, ding dong, there is dong, ding dong, rainbow, yes, dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Christmas is here, bringing a cheer to young and old, big and the bold, ding dong, that's the song, wait for the ring, dong. One seems to hear words of a cheer from everywhere, feeling near. Oh, and it will raising the sound, oh, and it will hearing the rain while people sing songs of the cheer. Christmas is here, ding dong, there is dong, ding dong, rainbow, yes, dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Ding dong, ding dong.
much for having us.
The meeting reconvene to open session. We first have a recognition. Our attendance officer, Ms. Dora Ramos. Dr. Adarelli.
Yeah. I think at this time, we'd like to call down Mr. McGrath, principal of Herbert Hoover Middle School.
Good evening. I would like to thank Dr. Aldarelli, Mrs. Pang, our board president, and the entire Board of Education for allowing us the opportunity to honor Mrs. Dora Ramos. Mrs. Ramos is a recently retired attendance officer and community advocate who diligently served our school community for the past 28 years. For the next few minutes, I will do my best to convey to her the appreciation and gratitude of our entire school community. However, before I begin talking about our beloved Mrs. Ramos and all that she has achieved in her professional career, I would like to begin with her greatest accomplishment of all, her family. I would like to invite Dr. Christopher Ramos, a graduate of John P. Stevens High School, Princeton, and Columbia University, who currently practices medicine as a gastroenterologist in Texas, to join us on screen.
It's awesome.
Welcome back, Dr. Ramos. We are all very excited to see a product of our school in such a successful position, joining us to honor such an amazing person. So, welcome.
Thank you.
Mrs. Ramos and her husband, Jimmy, who is a recently retired security officer here at Essen High School, are leaving a legacy of commitment, service, and care that will live on in the hearts and the minds of the children, parents, and educators of our school community. As I prepared for this evening, I realized Mrs. Ramos has achieved the highest possible level of respect and notoriety. Whenever you say the names Bono, Bruce, Madonna, and most recently, Taylor, there's an immediate understanding. Everybody knows exactly who you are talking about. Like those I just mentioned, within Edison and the surrounding communities, if you say the name Dora, everyone knows exactly who you are talking about. And that is the reason we are all here tonight. Unlike the celebrities I just mentioned, Dora was never motivated by fame or fortune. What motivated Dora was providing families the resources they needed to live a safe and dignified life, enabling children to thrive in school and beyond. Early in her career, Dora leveraged her access to teachers, principals, and parents by simply asking what the children needed, then going out and finding ways to get them what they needed to be successful. Book bags, school supplies, clothing, food, and whatever else was needed. As word of her efforts spread, it became clear that she could help more people if she formalized this work. Through the creation of a bona fide charity, Dora did exactly that. Born was Community Action Reaches Everyone, AKA CARE. This aptly named volunteer army was led by Dora and comprised of any and all who were willing to serve the children of our community. In time, CARE grew to become a model charity that provided all the best when life seemed to be at its worst. In time, our community helpers, police, fire, and many others would call Dora, sometimes in the middle of the night when families were left in need. Sometimes social workers would call asking Dora to help families who were facing housing insecurity. And educators would call each and every day when parents needed the supplies, tutoring, and support for their children to thrive. As CARE evolved, so did Dora. She found herself at the helm of an ever-expanding organization, facing endless needs and limited resources. Dora just kept working harder and longer, all for free, arranging fundraising walks that attracted tens of thousands of people from all walks of life, wine tastings, food donations, clothing drives, anything that brought the resources that were so desperately needed to our community. Dora somehow did all of this while raising her family and working full-time. Dora, thank you for all you have done for the students and the families of Edison Township Public Schools. Everyone here today and those watching at home know that you will never be replaced and that your work can never be replicated. Dora, the impact of your work will live on in the lives of those you helped, and the example you set will guide us all long after you retire to the comfort and love of your family. In closing, Dora, please accept this token from Dr. Aldarelli and the Board of Education on behalf of Edison Township Public Schools and the countless children and families that you have helped.
Chris, do you like to say something?
Can you hear me?
Of course.
You can? Awesome. Yeah, I would love to. Thank you. So, first of all, thank you to Brian for organizing, to the Board of Ed, to Superintendent, to the Township of Edison for providing me with an education that put me where I am today. I think all things have to align and come together for me to receive an education, use it, and get to where I am, and hopefully impart that on my children. So, thank you to everyone in that room for being a part of that. Obviously, it's a little hard to miss school when your mom is the attendance officer, so that also had a little bit of a role in the process too. But I think everyone is in that room. Everyone's cognizant of the fact that my mom has a gift. It's a gravitational pull, and that gravitational pull, it's hard to put into words, but she sucks people in to her cause, and that cause is based on what she sees as a problem. I think her job gave her the unique ability to identify needs around her and then reach outside of her job to jump on those things. That doesn't go unnoticed when you're a kid. And I think that pull affected everybody. It affected her friends. It affected people that didn't know her. Clearly affected the recipients of all of her actions and everyone's actions, right? Everyone deserves the share and the credit for everything that was done. And obviously my dad was always the first guinea pig, right? So he also benefited from all this too, by being a part of that. But, we're also very grateful for that career. I'm even more grateful for the example that was set, because I think the example of volunteerism, it's not just about going to school and coming home and doing your homework. It's about the bigger picture, right? It's about the community. It's about what you're doing about it, because that is the community that you're living in, right? And how you treat that. And I think everyone that's in that room right now recognizes that. I mean, y'all are in the positions you're in because you have this effect above just the words that are being spoken in a classroom, right? So knowing how important that is, I took that with me, and I had a hard journey to get to where I am, but I'm where I am because of everything that pushed me here. And my mom was a huge part of that, and my dad was as well, because my dad taught me responsibility. So I think, now it's funny, as you get older, you get your own space, right? But then as you have your own kids, you get pushed out of that space. So you can see behind me, I got a little candy Christmas tree, and then I got relocated from my spaces tonight. But I'm here because I have two little girls that I have a lot of lessons to teach, and I'm excited because I can now have my mom's undivided attention to teach those lessons to her grandchildren, and we got a lot of kiddos in the family now that could benefit from everything that she's imparted to the community. So on behalf of all of us, me, the girls, all the girls, and you know, everyone, my friends also, which always saw what she did. Thank you. We're proud of you. We love you, and we can't wait to have you down here in Texas. And most importantly, I hope and pray for that everyone has a Dora in their life, like a gravitational pull that pushes them to be greater and pushes them to do more and care more. So I hope that for everyone as well. And I'm sure they'll miss you. And thank you again for letting me be a part of this.
Love you.
Love you.
Brian and Sandra, I would never forgive you for this. But I still love you both. Oh, my Lord. My gratitude to everyone that has something to do with this recognition. This is the most difficult part for me, that asking Jonathan Toth for money, and that was very tough for me. So I think it's from the bottom of my heart. I don't know what to say. But to the board members, some of you I know for many, many years before you became board members. Some of you doesn't know me that well, but anytime that I ask for support, and every single one of you, I found that support because you knew that support was for the students and for the parents in our community. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And to Dr. Aldarelli, for his tremendous support in any emergency that I have regarding a family with the students. He was always there for me day and night. And I kind of was blessed in the little bit of time that he's been in the district, and I spent working with him. My gratitude to him, because no matter what I asked him, he was always there for me and for the families. And I also wanted to thank him because he always cared about the little people in the district, and that's something that I really, really appreciate from the bottom of my heart. And I wanted to thank my husband also for his support and always be there for me day and night, and his love for 42 years. When I used to go home and I say, okay, let's go, we gotta go here, we gotta go there. So he says, again? So we used to go back to bring something to each of the families that need our support. And in my life story, my son gave me a notebook, and it's called My Life Story. And in there, I'm going to be able to tell my granddaughters that abuela means grandma, receive a recognition for helping others, and that would be an inspiration for them to do the same. So I wanted to leave with this. My dear friends inside and outside the district, thank you for walking with me when I needed support. Thanks for walking ahead of me when I need guidance. Thanks for walking behind me when I needed someone to watch my back. God bless you, and Feliz Navidad to all. Thank you.
Okay. Now, next, we have another recognition for board member Jerry Shi and Mohim Patel. We'll be right back.
All right, if I can call down Mr. Patel, Mr. Mohim Patel.
He's,
Back in 1
He'll
second.
be back in 1
Exact-
second, so I'm
yeah.
not going to call him down. I'm going to call down board member Mr. Jerry Shi. Won't you come on down? So as I begin my tenure as a superintendent here in Edison Township, one of the things that I think that I would be remiss in doing is thanking Board of Education members for their level of service and volunteerism to the students and staff in the community of Edison Township. Whether you're on the board for 1 year, 3 years, or in this case, 10 years, Mr. Shi, I think there should definitely be an acknowledgement, and it's a tradition that I would like to start as we kind of pass the mantle from old boards to new boards. To be honest with you, Mr. Shi has been on this Board of Education for 10 years. Unbelievable accolades and support for the things that he has accomplished in this time frame, and most particularly his unbelievable characteristic of really not forgetting anything, an unbelievable memory, and a gift for finance, and his volunteerism, and always supporting the students and staff here in Edison Township. This right here, Mr. Shi, is just a small token of our appreciation currently right now. I think I speak on behalf of the entire member of the Board of Education, as well as the staff here in Edison Township and the community. We thank you so much for all that you have done for us and me personally. I want to thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure to serve with you. Hope to see you in the future at Board of Education meetings, and I thank you very much. Thank you.
I think you should. Absolutely. You want to hold that for you?
My God.
Thank you. I'll hold it. Take one more. Great. Thank you, Mr. Shi. And now, okay. Great. I'd like to call down Mr. Mohim Patel.
Yeah, music would be good.
He requested it.
Yeah. That's our Mo.
I think Mr. Patel's entrance speaks for himself. Mr. Patel, although a short time on the board, 3-year term, I can tell you that your passion, flavor, and dress have been not gone unnoticed. We thank you so much for your efforts in all of the committees that you've served on, and always being a beacon for the students, staff, and community here in Edison Township. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve with you. I'm going to miss you on the dais, and I thank you so much for everything that you've done. A small token of our appreciation here on behalf of the Board of Education, as well as members of our community here. Thank you, ladies and gents.
Thank you. Now we have our student council representative from Edison High School, Shavi Padmanabhini.
Hello, Board of Education members and public. I'm Charvi Padmanabhini, the Student Council President and Student Representative from Edison High School. A few weeks ago at Edison High, we conducted our annual hallway decorating contest, which takes place between all grades. Students from all grades had fun staying at school late and engaging with peers in a contest to win points for the end of the school year Battle of the Classes competition. Our winter sports are starting strong and prosperous. Boys wrestling had a fantastic win against Woodbridge last Friday. We started our Winter Spirit Week this week to get students engaged in school spirit. DECA is preparing hard for their upcoming competition at Kean University, which they hope students will move on to the next round to states. There are currently no student issues, but as an update to last week, the Student Council Board is currently in contact with Mashios regarding the food at our school. We are working hard to gather a focus group of students from each grade interested in representing our students. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have a student representative from J.P. Stevens, Miss Nathaniel Williams.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Nathaniel Williams, and I'm the second vice president at J.P. Stevens. Recently, Student Council held our yearly talent show called JPS Got Talent, with first place going to a dancing act by Eamon Sheikh, second place going to a pole acrobatics act by Shreya Pottenkar, Rusha Kulkarni, and Apurva Chowdhury, and third place going to another dancing act by Andreas Hernandez. Student Council also conducted a Giving Thanks campaign where we sent out thank you cards to every teacher and faculty member in the school. For our monthly act of community service, Student Council and its executive board partnered with Toys for Tots and the Edison Police Department to donate toys to kids in our community. We've also held Spirit Days for Thanksgiving, Pajama Day, Twin Day, and Sophomore Class Council Day. This week is our Spirit Week, and Monday was supposed to be a holiday sock day. Today was holiday pajama day. Tomorrow is whiteout day, where you wear all white. Thursday is a color block day, where you can wear either all red, green, or white. And Friday will be Festivus Day, where you can wear any holiday apparel. 2 weeks ago, Regents auditions were held at J.P. Stevens, with great success from all of our music programs. Choir sent over 33 students to Regent Choir, and the band program had 30 students who were accepted, and 5 of them received first place. Orchestra had 8 acceptances to Regents Orchestra, and 1 received first chair. 2 students were chosen for the Young Arts 2024 award, that being Hong Cheng for clarinet and Owen Wang for guitar. Last week, choir, band, and orchestra also all held their concerts, which all went successfully. We had our Seal of Biliteracy tests recently, with 44 students taking the exam for Spanish and 1 taking it for French. Edison High and J.P. Stevens held a bowling game last week, with J.P. Stevens winning a score of 3 games to 1. Last Monday, Financial Aid Information Night was held at J.P. Stevens for both students and parents. This month, J.P. Stevens wished all of its families a happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and Christmas. As part of the holiday spirit, the music programs have been caroling around areas like elementary schools, veterans' homes, and hospitals, and on the 22nd, music programs will be going around classes during teachers' times to be able to spread the holiday cheer through songs and whatever performances the music programs have in store. Finally, on the 21st, the National Honor Society will be hosting a staff breakfast.
Thank you. Thank you for our student representatives. You're excused if you have other things to do, I'm sure. You're busy. Or you enjoy the break.
Oh, run too fast. Oh, my God.
They can't wait.
It is a race to the end.
Yeah. Next, we have our administration report, Dr. Ederle.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope all is well. I want to wish all of you a happy and healthy upcoming winter break, as well as the wonderful holidays as we celebrate at this time. On another note, too, I'd like to just thank personally all the members of the J.P. Stevens community, both staff, students, and parents alike. I know yesterday was a little bit hectic in relationship to the flooding that was in front of the school. I want to, obviously not an ideal situation, and if I can control the timing of the weather, it would probably be even easier, but I do want to commend not only the building principal, but as well our staff members that did a wonderful job in mitigating those circumstances to ensure that students were transported back home safely at that time. So I do want to thank you for your cooperation in that. As far as resolutions are concerned, we have our regular reports. It's a light agenda this evening for curriculum and instruction. We have our regular approval of field trips. We have resolutions that deal with our professional development, opportunities for our staff to engage in learning experiences that improve classroom practice and student achievement. We have our pupil and special services reports, which outlines our out-of-district student placements. And we also, and I skipped one of the settlement agreements in which the board has currently engaged in. And just to echo the sentiments, I do want to thank both board members who are entering their term shortly for their service to this community. It has been an honor and privilege to serve alongside of you, and I do thank you for everything, and I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. And with that, I will turn over the Business Administrators Board Secretary's report to my colleague, Mr. John Toth.
Thank you very much. Item 1 up is the standard monthly reports. Nothing new there. That's our bills list, board secretary's report, traditional financial items. Item 2, we have our contracts. Some to note, we have a contract going out to SSP Architects for $1.1 million. That's for the schematic design and bidding and construction administration for the EHS classroom addition and renovations that I did a presentation on with Dr. Aldarelli a couple months back. Also, a contract going out to DMR for $1.5 million for the John Marshall classroom addition and renovations for schematic design, construction administration, and bidding. And that was the other part of that presentation I did. I think it was back in October. We have a contract to Academy Construction. That's $540,000. That's going to be for the new gym floors at our new gym at Woodrow Wilson and John Adams. And we also have a contract going out to Nickerson for Woodrow Wilson and Jams for the new bleacher systems that will be installed at those gyms. Item 3 is authorization to use competitive contracting. That's a procurement method we're going to be using to secure tutors. Item 4, we're disposing of some fixed assets, pretty standard for this type of year, end of the year. Item 5 is our non-public report. As you know, we have to manage the non-publics in our area, their funds, so those are the contracts that were submitted to us that we're going to be formalizing and approving tonight. And we have our transportation report with some contracts. Only one tonight, a little light, but that's it.
Thank you.
All right.
Now I have public comments for resolution only. See none, motion to end the public comments?
Motion.
on resolution? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Now I have motion to approve the personnel report.
Motion. Second.
Mr. Vishal Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Brian Rivera.
Yes.
Mr. Schneider.
Yes.
Mr. Bral Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Mohan Patel.
Yes.
Ms. White.
Yes.
Mr. Shi.
Yes.
Vice President Romano.
Yes.
President Peng.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. Motion to approve administration, curriculum, instruction, pupil service, special service reports.
Motion.
Second.
Same time.
Mr. Vishal Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Rivera.
Yes.
Mr. Schneider.
Yes.
Mr. Biro Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Mohan Patel.
Yes.
Ms. White.
Yes.
Mr. Shi.
Yes.
Vice President Romano.
Yes.
President Peng.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Motion to approve finance reports.
Motion.
Second.
Whoa. That's close. I'm going to give it to
Close.
Mo. Mr. Vishal Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Rivera.
Yes.
Mr. Schneider.
Yes.
Mr. Biro Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Mohan Patel.
Yes.
Ms. White.
Yes.
Mr. Shi.
Yes.
Vice President Romano.
Yes.
President Peng.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. Next, we have committee reports. Athletic Committee, Mr. Vishal Patel.
Hello, everyone. Athletic Committee met on December 12 from 4:30 to 5. In attendance were Vishal Patel, Shannon Pang, Jerry Shee, Brian Rivera, Dr. Thomas Tuhi, Mr. Arji, Dave Sendel, Ms. Heather, and Ms. John Toth. Update about the high school cricket. The registration messages were sent out to all students with the deadline to respond by early February. Advisor positions will be posted after Christmas break. The administration is coordinating the match dates, talking to officials, and scheduling tryouts. Committee suggested having multiple teams. Administration will consider it. One of the caveat is having multiple teams may be limited by practice space. Update on the middle school cricket. The plans for intramural cricket is progressing as planned. The administration is working on logistics for the field space. The administration proposed intramural season after high school season to maximize space and coaches. The committee recommended exploring summer program based on the student interest. Batting cages, the quotes received from the two companies were considered very high. Awaiting a third quote, the project will be put out for bid if necessary, and project is expected to be ready before the season starts. Outdoor tennis courts, EHS tennis courts construction is set to start on May 15. Update on the sport physical, how to make it more efficient. The administration is working on establishing a standard operating procedures. The meeting within the administration is scheduled on December 14 with nurses and athletic directors. And also exploring digital solution for sports form submission and reaching out to similar sized district for process insights on how to improve the process. Middle school volleyball, interscholastic sport. In middle school, we'll have 3 teams with 6 players each. It will be tagged as A team, B team, and C team. The school administration clarified the protocol for middle school volleyball tournaments, emphasizing rotation of teams in each game. So A team plays A team of the other school, B team plays a B team of other school. And if it goes to the third set, then the C team plays a C team of the other school. And teams are expected to rotate during the matches and tournaments. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Curriculum Committee reports, also Mr. Michelle Patel.
Thank you. The Curriculum Committee also took place on December 12 at 3:30 p.m. In attendance were Vishal Patel, Beetle Patel, Shannon Pang, Jerry Shee, Baninda Goomer, Richard Cohen, Heather Daniel, and Dr. Thomas Tuhi. There was a follow-up item for elementary school standard-based reports. Teachers are putting in the grades for the pilot program for the 4th grade. Administration will collect the feedback from all the stakeholders and report the feedback before implementing the pilot for all the 4th graders. Follow-up on varsity tutors, the on-demand program. Mr. Cohen is talking about training on January 5. So the varsity tutor training will be conducted on January 5 for all the administrator, on January 9 for all the secondary teachers, and on January 30th for all the parents. And varsity tutors will be rolled out with on-demand 24/7 chat tutoring support to all students effective February 1st, 2024. And I'm gonna pause and foot stamp that it's gonna be offered to all students K to 12 with 24/7 chat support on February 1st, 2024. Rollout of the high dosage program for EHS students using the EHS Title I eligible students. Mr. Cohen discussed the plan to get all eligible students to take advantage of 20 hours of one-on-one math virtual tutoring. Action and steps were discussed, and if not, all students took advantage. So we are planning to offer the classes to 900 some students, and by chance, if all 900 do not sign up, we have Plan B to leverage the fund and offer the program to maximize the fund basically. Follow up on the WIN programming, incorporating on-demand chat tutoring and enrichment programs beginning February 2024 into the WIN period. So as soon as the varsity tutor is extended to all students, we'll leverage those programs to come up with schedule syllabus for the WIN period students at the middle school. Mr. Cohen gave a preview of WIN period activity that the district is looking to launch for the next 2 years through the partnership with the research organization WestEd via federal grant involving students in reflective, self-performing writing exercises. More information to come, but in a nutshell, it's a program where we will ask students to kind of resonate on what they did, reflect on their actions, and then set their goals for next day, next week, next month, and life. So we're gonna have more information in coming months. Mr. Cohen is requesting more specifics regarding the data from the WestEd. It will be gathered and will be researched before we take it to the next step. Follow up on feasibility of offering the AP classes to the freshman students starting school year 2024-2025. AP Biology was one of the subjects that was being considered. At this time, it cannot be offered due to lack of wet lab spaces. Administration is considering APCS, Computer Science Principles, AP Art History, AP Human Geography, and Honors Music for including in the program of study for year 2024-2025. Ninth graders will be able to take one of these courses in their freshman year. There is a potential unintended consequences of offering a limited number of weighted electives to freshmen that still needs to be vetted. Follow up on conducting enrichment program on business analytics. The professor from Rampo College, Dr. Verma, has volunteered to offer 2 free mini courses in the evening of high school students on business analytics and decentralization. So these are the 2 topics that are current trend in the IT world. And this professor is gonna give insight to our high school students as an enrichment class in the evening. More information on the dates, times, and location will be communicated sometime in January to all the families. Follow up on considering yoga and pranayama. Committee recommended working with Isha Foundation to conduct a free yoga session for all interested teachers. Interested teachers from a selected school, and the school that has been selected right now is JAMS. Conduct free yoga coordinator training classes to the selected gym teachers. There are four teachers who are interested in this practice and being the coordinator for the students. And also conduct the free yoga training for all students in the presence of 4 yoga coordinators. And that's also going to be conducted at the JAM school. I believe it's the 8th grade. That's a selected grade of students. Mr. Cohen is going to meet with Isha Foundation volunteers again to discuss and plan this out further. The last item, there was a follow-up item for offering the geometry credit course during the summer to the 10th grade students. The school administration under Mr. Cohen's leadership is looking to offer a summer geometry credit course to incoming 10th graders. The school administration is also considering additional pathways for math acceleration at the high school level, allowing 9th graders to take both geometry and algebra 2 during the school year. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have our Finance and Facility Committee reports. Mr. Jerry Shi.
Thank you. The Finance Facility Committee had a meeting yesterday. It took place at the S Center at 4 p.m. In attendance were myself, Mr. Romano, Mr. Mohim Patel, Mr. Vishal Patel, Dr. Adarati, Dr. Tuhi, our BA John Toth, Assistant BA Jackie Becky, and our Head of Facilities, Bill Colibus, and Assistant Head Facilities, Scott Murphy. We talked about the 24 projects, fiscal year 24 projects. We have 2 architects that are doing these projects. First, the DMR. The J.P. Stevens, the Bismarck construction has begun to mobilize, and the site is being prepared for construction. Projected completion is June 2025. Herbert Hoover addition steelwork has completed. Masonry CMU exterior walls began the week of December 4th. Projected completion is July 2024. For TJ addition, foundation, the footing is ongoing in the new gym addition area. Steel arrives on site December 18th, and steel erection begins on front of canopies and a new connection corridor over the holiday break. Projected completion is December 2024. The JP Auditorium, contract and permit drawing documents issued to the contractor, and the construction kickoff meeting was held on December 5th. Permits filed with Edison Township. Projected completion is September 2024. JMP Kitchen, a lot of things going on. Contract has begun footing excavation. Construction ongoing through April 2024. CMU foundation walls in progress. The Woodrow Wilson and John Adams locker room conversion, drawing sent to Academy and Billy, contracting with two separate contractors doing these the conversions. Contractors filing for permits with Township. Target construction begins in early January 24 and projected completion for July 2024. The multi-sports batting cage, which Visho just mentioned, we received the bids from cooperatives, purchasing programs, but they were high. Waiting for proposals from a couple other co-op vendors. DMR is preparing a bid package to put out in January if the proposal from co-ops are still high. Raw grants projects, these are the projects that we received from the government. This is to put air conditioning on the multipurpose rooms in all our elementary schools. The electricity load calculations and development of design is underway. Anticipate completion bid documents to go out by end of January. As long as the lead items can be ordered and construction can be completed in the summer. We talked about possibility about switchgears. the people on the board, we all know the switchgears now. Based on the load calculations, so we'll see how many we need. Hope we don't need a lot. That thing takes a long time. And the ESIP solar work, interior lighting and roof work is ongoing. Northeastern Interiors is currently doing pipe installation and building envelope weatherization. My understanding is some of the smaller schools, the lighting has already been replaced with LEDs and all of that. The ESIP is budget neutral, energy saving program. Will replace a lot of the things at budget neutral, no increase on the taxes. The other is USA Architect. They are doing the John Adams and Woodrow Gym. The rough utility work are ongoing. They also designed a JMI addition. They will have one more meeting scheduled for January with the district administration and building principal for final agreements. As per USA, the project cost increased by 6 to 7% due to inflation. Unfortunately, the more you delay it, it's going to cost more. USA wants to go over the scope again to provide updated cost estimates for bidding. Public bid is expected to be released in January 2024. The board members asked the insurance coverage for these ongoing constructions. The builder risk insurance covers all the construction in the district. The Edison Success Academy, that's the one for the church property. Dr. Tuhi is actively working with SSP Architect to remodel the existing classrooms, fix a kitchen, and a multi-purpose room. This property should be included in the long-range facility plan for as part of the Menlo Park. For 2025 projects, John Marshall, 23 classrooms. We are seeking board approval to initiate the architect design and submit process, which we just approved today. The Edison High School, addition and renovation, seeking board approval to initiate the architect design and submit processes. We just approved again today. On the other list are the 4 other projects we are looking for funding. Is a JP cafeteria and lab. We know that the numerous launch periods at JP is due to limited cafeteria seating space is a key factor causing suboptimal use of classrooms. And, we should also mention that we need wet labs. The John Adams addition, just remind everyone, the trailers are being used as regular classrooms. I don't like trailers. The other thing that we do plan to do is the maintenance building. Also, EHS, Edison High, the boiler in the basement is really, really old. We just approved for the repair, but the committee thinks that the board should budget for replacement of the boiler. It's somewhere around about $1 million. Then we went through the contracts, the SSP, the Edison High contract, which again, we just approved. The design, DMR, Marshall 23 classrooms, $1.6 million. Academy construction for gym floors at Woodrow Wilson and John Adams, it's a total somewhere around $540K. We felt it's cheaper, we do it this way, rather than included in the architect design. Nicholson is going to furbish the John Adams and the Woodrow Wilson gym bleachers. It's $350K. And allied boilers, we need to fix the boiler for Edison High School at $65K. Meeting adjourned at 5:45, submitted by Jerry Shi. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Shi. Next, we have the announcement of next meeting. We have a reorg meeting January 2nd at Education Center at 7 p.m. Now we have board member comments. Whoever want to start first? Ms. Jeannie White.
I have something to
Thank
say.
you.
Just a little something. Okay, Mr. Shi has unselfishly served our children and our district for 10 years. We are all so grateful for his accomplishments and all of his hard work. The children of Edison are always first and foremost in his mind, and I am truly grateful to him for his many kindnesses to me. You know I am. This is over the years. I've known him for many years, and he's very special to me. So thank you, Mr. Shi, for a job well done. Be proud.
Thank you.
And thank you very, it's all true, too. And I also want to say this. I just want to add my best wishes to Moen. He has served the children of Edison and the board for 3 years. Forgive me. He has accomplished many good things in his time on the board, and I appreciate his hard work, his passion, and his dedication. I assure all of you that I will miss sitting beside him at these meetings. He is an amazing person, and he is most definitely never dull. He just isn't. Thank you again, Moen, for all that you've done. Appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeannie. Mr. Biro Patel, you have something?
Right, so Jerry, great service for 10 years. It takes a lot of time, commitment. We all get exhausted and tired with this volunteer service, which doesn't pay us anything. But you did it for 10 years. That's incredible job. So, that's a decade of your life you spent in this service. So that's great. And Mohin, we're going to really miss the fun. And I don't even have words to express that. So at least I hope we can pass a resolution to have you in Atlantic City with us next year. At least I know you can stop by in board meetings, but without you, there is no fun. So we're going to miss that. So again, thank you for your service. And I'm going to come back to the board member comments later on. Other than that.
Thank you.
Any other? Thank you. Mr. Joe Romano.
March 29th, 2021, I had quadruple bypass. And I believe it was in April. Beginning of May. Somebody reached out to me and said, hey, you want to run for the board? And I looked at him and said, are you out of your mind? And they said, no, talk to him. So I reached out to Jerry. It was kind of contentious, to say the least. But I found it that, you know, we actually, we had a lot of things in common. I really, really am going to miss working with him. Now, when it comes to Mo, oh, God. I don't know how to say this, but he's really a pleasure to work with. He's got a great sense of humor. Mo, anytime.
Love you, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Mr. Brian Rivera?
Yeah, again, I want to do the sentiments to Jerry and Mohan. Thank you for your dedication to this Board of Education, your dedication to the staff, the students, and the family members of this community. I do have to agree with everybody here. Mohan, you made this fun, you know, so I do want to give you those props that Bureau gave you. You did make it fun. You did keep it spunky. You kept us all on our toes. So I really want to appreciate you for that. And Jerry, you know, your comments, you know, your research, the information that you can provide to help us was amazing. So you know, your 10 years of experience. So I wish you both well, and thank you for your service.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Vishal Patel?
Yep, I think I won't take much time in repeating, you know, what all good they did, but I'm sitting here because of Mo. About probably 1.5 years ago, he convinced me to run for the board. I wasn't ready, but here I am, and I think I'm enjoying it. And thanks, Jerry, for all the guidance. And he's a wizard of how this board operates, how the school district operates, so I'm gonna miss getting insight, but I know you're reachable, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know, if anybody, Mo, you want to say something?
Sure, thank you. Wow. Folks, here we are 3 years into a 3-year term, final meeting. I just want to say a few thank yous. I'll read the speech because it's more easy. So I'll start off again, sorry. Folks, here we are, the final meeting into a 3-year term that you, the amazing taxpayers and parents who elected me to this board, by the way, with the highest number of votes ever in the history of any elections in Edison to this date. I am forever grateful for the trust you bestowed upon me. With my humble heart, I thank you. As I've stated in many of our meetings, my only agenda was and has always been for the best interests of our students above anything else. No one on this dais or out there can tell you otherwise, and if they do, I can guarantee you with my right kidney that they have an agenda and are full of feces. That being said, I want to, oh wait, where is this? Sorry, all right. We've gone through so much and accomplished so much within these 3 years, recovering through a pandemic and loss of learning to finally acting upon our overcrowding issues. Although we still have some work to do to overcome 100% of the overcrowding, I'm sure we will accomplish it without the BS politics and personal agendas. I want to individually thank the taxpayers, parents, students, the faculty, administration, the Board of Ed members for all that they have done and continue to do to make our school district one of the greatest in the state. Starting off with the taxpayers of Edison, I would like to say thank you for entrusting me with your vote. For the past 3 years, we were able to provide a 0% tax increase without taking away from our students, a promise during the campaign we made and kept. Thanks to the prudent and accountable budgeting from Jerry throughout the 10 years of his service and the school board, thanks to the additional state aid that was given to almost all the schools in this state using a state aid formula, contrary to some sham artists going around spreading lies and taking credit for it. To the taxpayers, I say thank you. I humbly request that you do your homework and choose your board members wisely in the future, and be sure to put our students first when you push the button to vote. To the parents, I want to thank you for the years of support and trust. I hope you found solace in knowing that I have and always stand firm for our students, all 18,000 of them, our taxpayers, and the faculty that give their 110% no matter what anyone says. Also, I would like to leave you with these thoughts. Education is important, but not at the cost of our students' mental health and overall well-being. The 12 years they will be in school are also 12 years they are developing, growing, learning, and finding their passions, goals, dreams, and identity. Let them enjoy the process without pushing them to your version of their reality. In turn, encourage them, love them, nurture them, and create an environment for them to be risk takers, achievers, believers, and dream makers. Just remember, falling and failing are also part of the process to success, growth, and becoming resilient. All they are seeking is for you to love them as they grow and not base that love solely on their grades or their achievements. To all the amazing students that go to our schools, thank you for making our schools great. You are the future, and I wish you greatness and success in all your endeavors. Nothing is impossible as long as you believe it and take action to achieve it. If there is an acronym I would like to leave you with, is this: for anything that you wish or to pursue, whether it's goals, dreams, or anything that you want to achieve, is CID. Commitment, initiative, and drive. In order to achieve something, you need to commit to it. Commitment alone will not achieve that goal. Once you are committed, you also need to take action or initiative towards that goal. And finally, to cross that finish line that you will need to drive that commitment and initiative to fruition. Example of that, I'll give you my own, is I had to commit to achieving my six-pack abs. My commitment alone did not get my amazing six packs, just by saying it, right? I had to take the initiative and put out my exercise routine, plan out my exercise routine and my diet plan, do the sit-ups, crunches, everything. And there were days that I didn't want to do it, so I took the initiative, right? But there were days where I didn't want to do it, so I had to drive myself to make sure that I have the fabulous abs that I have right now. By the way, that was just an example. All right. To all the faculty in our school district, from supervisors, principals, VPs, department heads, teachers, teacher aides, paras, coaches, secretaries, grounds, facilities, custodians, lunch aides, and the countless other numbers that work for the benefit of our students. I bow down and thank you for going above and beyond for your service. For the 5% of you that are here just because it's a job with great pay and benefits, I would like to remind you, in our school and our classrooms, you have the power to light a candle in the minds of our students that can bring light to the world, or extinguish the very candle of hopes and dreams that could have brought light to this world. So choose wisely. I hope you choose to become part of the 95% that bring light and not remain the 5% that continue to just collect a paycheck. To our rock star superintendent and the administration, I want to thank you tremendously for your leadership, dedication, and commitment you put forth day in and day out for our students, the faculty, and this great school district as a whole. Dr. Eldarelli, you are not just the rock star, scratch that, I'm changing that now. You are the superstar superintendent. You are the mayor, the CEO, and the godfather of our schools, students, parents, and taxpayers. Thank you for providing the leadership, guidance, and the district goals that will put us in a future forward school district. These goals that will bring our school district to live up to the title of being the #1 suburban school district, not just in name, but in deed, with its future forward mindset and purpose, and to be the guiding light for other school districts to emulate. Thank you in advance for making sure they are met in your tenure, superstar. Thank you. To my fellow board members, I thank you for the opportunity to prove myself right. I understand my wisdom and judgment may be too much at times for the BS that's thrown my way, but I'm sure you found solace in your slinging skills and I in my hitting your BS out of the park skills. In all seriousness, I'm confident and hopeful the new board will be wise and put our students over politics, make wise decisions to prioritize the future expansion plans for additional classrooms at Edison High, Marshall, JMI, and JAMS, along with science wings at JP and a sports bubble wherever we find space. Dr. Ross? Okay. I wish you great success in making sure the needs of our students take priority over the politics and agendas. All decisions matter. Finally, I want to thank my family and friends for allowing me to sacrifice our time for the greater good of humanity. Yes, that is correct. For the decisions we make on this dais have a ripple effect on the future generations that walk this earth. Folks, I can say with honesty, full transparency, and confidence that I haven't broken your trust and faith in me and never will. Once again, I'm truly grateful to each and every one of you, and with my humble heart, I thank you for the opportunity to serve the #1 suburban school district in the state of New Jersey for the past 3 years as your Edison Board of Education member. Thank you, and may the universe bless us with joy, happiness, and abundance, and all that is great within us all. Nothing less than excellence. Much love. Thank you.
Thank you, Mo.
Well, President,
Yeah, Mr. Shi?
wow, I can't beat that. I didn't write a speech, so I'm gonna be short. It's been a bless to have the opportunity to serve the community for the past 10 years. I thank the residents for giving me the opportunity. 10 years, 5 superintendents. We achieved a lot. We still have a lot to do. As Mohin said, he did not break the promise during his campaign. I did not break my promise. In the 10 years I'm serving on this board, not I have ever once, not once, using my position to advocating for my family members. All the vendors that we replaced, I wish we had done earlier. Every vendor we replaced, Edison taxpayers paid less for the service. They provided better or equal service for the district. I just want to take this opportunity, today's my last meeting, to wish everyone a happy and healthy holiday season. I wish the district and the new board nothing but the best, and I hope to see you guys around. Thank you very much.
I have a long speech. I got to warn you first. But thinking that these guys put in so many years, I think the least I can do is spend a few minutes, show my gratitude to these two. Mr. Mohin Patel has contributed 3 years to this board. I would just call him Mo because that's what we always call him. And Mr. Jerry, she has dedicated 10 years to Edison Board of Education. 10 years, a decade. Think about it. I don't know how many 10 years in one's life that one can work for something without ever getting paid. And that's what they have been doing, And it's not just 10 years being 10 years or 3 years of rubber stamping. That would be easy. It's 10 years of quality work. It's 10 years of meetings, research, discussions, negotiating union contracts, working with the administration team, listening to the stakeholders, assisting parents and students. So when the walk path behind Woodrow Wilson was flooded, Mo was the first one got there, taking pictures, informed the admission team, and have a duckboard set up so that the students do not have to walk through a 20-yard puddle. When the construction in John Adams blocked the walk path, Jerry was there 5 times, taking drone pictures, and finally get an alternate path built, sparing the parents the trouble of having to drive their kids back to school every day. And when Lindendale parents had their concerns about losing their principals, Jerry and Mo met with them, listened to their concerns, and advocated for them. This is just a few examples of board members' role in assisting students and parents. And you think this is, normal, but in reality, how many parents actually reach out to board members and get actual help from them. So another vital role of board members is their fiscal responsibilities. And without Jerry and Mo's effort, we would never have saved over $10 million over the years and to expand our schools without additional school tax. And yes, school board is in charge of 56% of the property tax, not the township. And it is this board, again, not the township, in the last 3 years that has not increased 1 penny of school tax for taxpayers, which has never happened in Edison school history. So if the taxpayers' money is safe in their pocket, whose cake gets cut? So that's why you might wonder, why some people always come here and accuse Jerry and Mo being so aggressive. Of course, if they're not aggressive, how could we fire all those overcharging vendors who have a lot of political connections? If they're not aggressive, how could we replace the food vendors, the insurance brokers, the banks, which seems to be untouchable for over 20 years to save millions of dollars for taxpayers? And if they're not aggressive, who's going to check every bill to make sure there's no overspending and there's no fraud and waste? And if they're not aggressive, who's going to hold people accountable? You can't expect board member to hold people accountable and yet make everybody happy. In fact, if a board member is popular in every single group, that probably means that they're not doing their jobs. And board members are elected to advocate for students and parents and taxpayers. And I'm so tired and sick of some board members, former board members, always hiding their opinions and being vague on every critical issues, controversial issues, just so that they won't lose support. Either campaign fund, campaign money, or promised votes when it comes to elections. But why voters would vote for someone that they don't know where they stand or never will know where they stand on the issues that they care? And I think people would ask them, when you need a voice, when you need a representation, which one on the board is there for you? So when the new sex education curriculum was introduced to teach second grader gender identification, fifth grader masturbation, Jerry, Mo, and I took a stand and voted to urge the state to reconsider that. And by the way, for those hypocrites who say that I shouldn't say masturbation in board meeting, you can save it because obviously you're very comfortable with masturbation being taught in fifth grade classroom and being assigned as homework. And when biology lab was cut and music and language programs was changed, schedule was changed, and negatively impacted our students' learning, Jerry and Mo vocally opposed that multiple times in multiple meetings. And finally, when JP expansion was used as leverage and a threat for this past election, Jerry and Mo did not compromise JP expansion. They stood firmly on the ground and ensured that JP expansion would proceed without delay. And of course, the same minions would come and accuse Jerry and Mo being so argumentative. But it is these arguments that bring positive changes, such as the doubling of music and language instruction this year, such as a bigger, nicer JP would be finished on time. They argue because they care, and they argue because they're the one who stop anything that would be detrimental to our students. And if board members are just here to smile at the camera, clap their hands, and praise everybody, then they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They're not doing what they're elected to do. Board meetings are not happy hours, and board members are not just cheerleaders. Board members are elected to deal with problems, make tough decisions, and speak up for the community. So, knowing Edison politics, I'm probably going to be attacked for this speech, just like, you know, some minions always attack Jerry and Mo on all the social medias, spreaded all the lies and slanders about them within the community. But that's exactly another reason I have to do this. I think the public deserve to know the truth and deserve to know who really represent their benefits, their interest, and who may be doing this township a disservice. So, I'm not here, you know, to please anyone. I don't mind to be the bad guy. I'm here just to do what's right. And I think that is, for now, I owe this big thank you to Jerry and Mo for 10 years, for every action, not just words, action, that they have done to assist the students and parents, for every argument that they voiced loudly for the stakeholders, for every battle they fought to protect our taxpayers, and for never try to benefit personally from this position, for never casting a vote against their conscience, and finally, for never giving in to political pressure or any special interest group. Thank you for not just for the years of service, but really for being the board member this town really needs. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you.
Next, we have public comments.
Before Board President,
Oh,
before we
Jerry.
go to the public comments, I have one last question. That's my
course.
normal
Yes,
for
please.
Superintendent. So, Dr. Already, there's announcements going out about the pre-K program for next year. We know we're not providing for everybody. It's about 500 students, and there will be a lottery process to get the students in the program. So the pre-K program. So the question from some of the parents is, right now we have some Gen Ed students in the pre-K program, a small number of them. When it comes to next year, will these students in the current pre-K program, the Gen Ed, of course, special needs, they need to be there. It's our responsibility to provide the services. This is about more of a Gen Ed students. Will they have a higher priority than the regular students who are currently not in the program? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shi, for your final question there. I always appreciate it. I'm assuming we're talking about our 3-year-old students. All right, our 3-year-old students, a smaller population of students. I want to say it's somewhere in the ballpark of 10, 11 students. Yeah, it would make sense to not only provide them priority, but also, you know, grandfather them in to make sure that that would be the case. There's stipulations within the PEA grant. We just have to make sure that that process is aligned with it, and if that's the case, it definitely makes sense to do that. As long as it's aligned with the grant, because the grant really funds this program, that would be something that I think we could endorse. But
Yeah, just one more thing. If they have like siblings, if one is in, is it possible to consider to make the other one in as well? So it'd be easier on the parents to drop both kids off instead of one, you know, in a school's setting, one of the daycare facility, and the other go to somewhere else.
yeah, that's definitely a good question. It would definitely be easier as a parent that had to do that during that time frame. I understand. You actually bring up a good point, and something that I might be able to highlight right now. I know there's a survey going out within this week. It's tomorrow. Yeah, there's a survey going out tomorrow that is going to provide parents an opportunity to ask questions for the various town hall meetings that we have. We have 3 of them going on. I believe 2 of them are by Zoom. They're in the first or second week of January. I want to say one is on January 8th. The other one is the 11th, and then the town hall in-person one is at the end of the month. I think it's somewhere in the 17th, Dr. Tui is mouthing to me currently right now. So I would encourage parents to participate in that survey, especially if your child's going to be eligible at that time, and you're interested in participating in it. And at least this way, we can have an opportunity to front load those questions, answer them at the town hall, and be proactive in that approach. But you definitely bring up a good point. And as long as all those stipulations are aligned with the grant funding and the application, we'd be more than open to doing those things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Public comments, anyone?
Back.
Yeah.
Two in the back.
Good evening. My name is Madhu. I'd like to read out on behalf. Madam President, distinguished Board of Education members and fellow committee members, I stand before you today as a representative of the residents and children of District 1. We gather to express our heartfelt gratitude to the two extraordinary leaders, Jerry Shee and Mohin Patel, for their unwavering dedication and tireless efforts in enhancing the Edison schools. Their profound impact has touched countless families, making a tangible difference in our community. Jerry and Mohin Patel have demonstrated remarkable collaboration with grassroots leaders working hand in hand to elevate our schools and community. One significant achievement worthy of recognition in their successful endeavor to address the long-standing concern of our school bus accessibility. For over 40 years, students from Westgate 1 and 2, comprising of over 600 households, had to endure the challenge of walking a mile to catch their bus. Jerry Shee's unwavering efforts have finally made it possible for the school buses to enter these communities, benefiting more than 200 middle and high school students in our districts and many more across the other districts. This milestone marks a dream come true for parents and kids alike. We extend our sincerest appreciation to Jerish and Mohin Patel for their unwavering commitment to the betterment of our schools, children, and community. As we move forward, we request Board of BOE leadership and incoming leaders to continue building upon the foundation laid by these exceptional individuals. Let us strive to make Edison an exemplary township where education and community prosper hand in hand. Thank you, esteemed members, for your time and attention. Thank you, Jerry and Mohin.
Thank you, Madhu.
Thank you. Ralph.
Good evening, Board. Ralph Herrico, Pulaski Drive. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Dr. Alderete in person. Congratulations. I've heard nothing but great things from all the stakeholders in Edison, and continue to do a great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Also, Mrs. White, congratulations on re-election. I'm sure you'll continue to do great work. And also the two new board members that are coming in, I hope they at least can be a tenth of what some of the board members that are leaving have done. Mohan, I never served on the board with you, but we've met a few times. We've talked about some very important issues. We've had some discussions and disagreements, but we've always been cordial, and you've done a great job on the board, and I appreciate everything you've done. I know it's not easy. I've been on the board a few times, actually, and it's not always easy. And sometimes you got to make tough decisions, and sometimes it just doesn't go well with everyone. But you've done a great job, and I want to thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And Mr. Shee, okay? I served as your vice president. You served as my vice president. We've been together for a number of years. We've met many, many times over coffee and bagels and things like that. Yes, we've disagreed. You didn't like my red baseball field, but you went along with it. But again, you know, I think disagreement is a good thing. You know, arguments is a good thing. You know, if we just agree with everything, what's the point? We don't need a board then. But Jerry and Mohan have dug into many, many issues, looked into many, many issues. Again, the vendors. I was on the board when Jerry, a number of vendors that we rebidded and got rid of because they were just overcharging us or not doing the job. So again, Jerry, I hope all the best for you and your family. And again, it was a pleasure working with you and for you. And I look forward to still having that cup of coffee every once in a while. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ralph. Really
right.
appreciate it.
Thank
It's
you.
my
Thank you.
pleasure working with you too.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Pang. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph.
Hi, I'm a resident of Edison and also a mother of 2 children in Edison School District. I want to take this opportunity to thank Jerry for your service in the past 10 years to our community and to our school district. So we don't know how many times you responded to our parents' inquiries, solving problems at first time. We don't know how much time and efforts you have put into this unpaid job in 10 years. I also thank you for coordinating the donation and the volunteer activities in the most dangerous time during the pandemic. I do appreciate and your fight against the anti-Chinese, anti-Asian, that kind of sentiment in the past few years. So at the end, what I want to say is this is the last meeting of this year for Jerry, but I don't think this will be your last meeting in the long run. Our community would like you to be back, and we really need you to be back, and I trust you will be back someday very soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Zed.
We prepared this post. My name is Bo Xia. I attend Lucille Court Edison for 26 years residency in Edison. This is the post. If somebody see this, what is this? Okay, that is John P. Stevens after the expansion. Well, you can look at it later. When we, okay, first of all, I have to sorry for Shannon Peng, when you spoke, I was shocked. The reason I'm shocked is I kind of feel I want shocked because you said there's never been done those accomplishments from your board and for past 3 years in Edison Township. I want to shout is that not for the country. Okay, there's no district, no city, no town has achieved that with 3 years free budget, no increase, which means 56% of our property tax, no increase. In this capital country, and everything capital, everything need the money and the inflation and the profit. That's cannot imagine. So you guys, Jerry, Mo, Sharon, and all the board members, you did a great job. Thank you very much. I am not finished. Okay, Mo, you have a great speech. Okay, I can understand English. And I was touched by Martin Luther King's speech. But I think your speech really touched me again today. Great. Okay, Sharon Peng, and your speech is with a lot of information which we don't know. We didn't know. We had never heard of that. And thank you for letting us know. And actually today, I want to talk is the main purpose. I want to thank you, Mo and Jerry, especially Jerry for 10 years. I cannot imagine, okay, 10 years. You guys use the great word. I will use the number. Every month, you guys spend about 20 hours on the meetings, talks, answer the phones, answer emails, and probably more than 20 hours, all right? That will be 2,400 hours for 10 years. equal to 300 working days. That's your contribution for the township, for the Edison Township, for our kids. And what benefit you get? What did you receive? Anything good for you? Any profit? Answer the question. You got any penny?
Enough to make money to serve. That's
right. You didn't get. But I, myself, and all the Edison Township residents got the benefit. How much? For myself. When I moved in the township 26 years ago, my tax is $3,600 for my property. Now it's $140,000 property tax. Okay, so for every year, you save my tax $380 per year. All right, that's not a lot of money. But you think about it. We went to Costco. We go to Costco. We pick up the stuff. There's a $2 off, $3 off. We pick that stuff, saving for that $2. But you guys saved $300, $400 for us. Not from the township, from you guys. No, because my kids already left the school a long time ago. And Jerry's kids left the school a long time ago. And he works for the 2,400 hours for our township. For what? His kids already graduated. His older kids went to Harvard and now is working in Google. And he even sent his second kid to West Point and now serves in the Navy. He already done. Why he is working for that? You know what? You touched me. Okay, all the work you devoted to the school system, for the kids, for the family, for our money. Okay, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Mo, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
You guys want to see what's the future John P. Stevens and Tom Safety? Oh, okay. One more number is we did. I'm sorry. Give me 5 seconds.
Yes,
we have 2 high school is under expansion, all the middle school under expansion, and half of the primary school under expansion without increase our tax money 1 penny. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anyone else? David?
David Yi, 5-day record Edison. I think he just showed this to the other way. I think we're trying to show how beautiful the new high school after the expansion. So just to make sure you can see this one. First, I want to thank Jerry Shi and Mohan for your dedication to the school, to the community, especially for Jerry. I can't imagine it's been like 10 years. 10 years you are serving on the BOE, spend many, many hours. I mean, you are always being the advocate for students, parents, and taxpayers. And over the last many years, we have been seeing for students, more offerings or choices are offered. And also for the parents, we have seen the transparency is improved. And of course, for the taxpayers, we have been seeing, over the last 3 years, as he previously speaker mentioned, there is no increase on the portion of the school property. I mean, no increase on the school portion to our property tax increase. I mean, we are seeing the increase on the township part, the county part, but thanks for your effort, there is no increase on the school part. And I would say thank you to all of the board members who voted yes for those last 3 years effort to elevate the taxpayers' burden, I mean, from the COVID or from everything. I mean, thank you for that one. And to Jerry, I mean, you have a full-time job, and I can't imagine, you know, how dedicated you are to spend this so much extra time for the Board of Education, for the school, and for the community. One thing I want to, you know, thank you is that because of your dedication, and we are seeing, you know, your effort, and this one is influencing, I think, some of the other board members, you know, to decide to run for the BOE to serve our school and community. We're also seeing a lot of our, you know, community members who are here today, and our main reason that we are also doing more work to the community under your influence. And for that one, I definitely appreciate your impact influence to us so that we can see a better community, I mean, through some of our own work. And finally, I mean, thank you to both of you, Jerry and Mohan. Thanks.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David. Anyone else? Matt?
Good evening, Matt Revnak, Vice President of ETA. First of all, I'd like to start off with, while we didn't always see eye to eye on things, but I did want to compliment the 2 board members that are leaving as their last meeting. It's always a pleasure to work with board members, as I stated last meeting, with the new people coming in looking forward. The one thing you always did was you always had an open ear. You know, we could disagree on things, we can battle each other at times, but there was always a respect. It was never personal. I know I never make anything personal, business is business. But I do appreciate, and on behalf of the ETA, this dedication and service that you've given to the community and to this board over the last 3 years and over the last 10 years. I was thinking in the audience before with Mr. Ramos up there, who was one of my former students. I also had Mr. Shee's daughter, and actually what you said before. I always compliment that Dora Ramos, Jerry Shee, other board members, never interfered with their students and, you know, used their positions to, you know, make a phone call or anything like that. Both wonderful kids, 2 of the probably thousands of students I've had over my 35 plus years here. So it's always a pleasure. I wore my Notre Dame shirt, by the way, because I know Mr. Shee, if I wore Navy, would be bringing up that Army beat Navy this year. So it's a running thing we've had for 10 years, and I will kind of miss that joking around between us. On another topic, appreciate Dr. Valdarelli, you're mentioning the situation that happened yesterday. Not only J.P. Stevens, but really the entire staff and all around the district, getting in under treacherous conditions. You know, many people that, you know, you don't realize live out of town. I come in from Manalapan, for example. At 6:15 in the morning, I was at J.P. Stevens like every other morning. And like you said, much appreciation to the staff, especially at JP. I know with my colleagues, I know colleagues that didn't have electricity, that had flooding in their own homes, but yet still came to school, you know, and put it as a priority. And even once the announcement was made that we were closing down for the day, none of us ran out. You know, we made sure that things were attended to. So, you know, I just want to appreciate and thank you for your, you know, comments before. You know, and again, on behalf of the association, thank those people that hung in there. The next thing I want to mention, Mohan, I appreciate what you said about the students in your speech. It's something I've been saying, and I was a little disturbed to look at board minutes again today. And, you know, we're looking at doubling up again in math and accelerating. And, you know, we'll talk about, again, kids that are behind, kids that are social, emotionally, you know, at a deficit right now. And yet it seems like we just keep jamming more and more down their throats. You know, with my 35 years experience teaching math, I'm not so sure it's the right way to go. I'd also like to know, though, with the committee, like, you know, no one ever reaches out to the teachers about it. You know, quite honestly, we have all these things in place, and I understand some of them. No homework weekends. We have a floor of 50. We can't go below a grade below a 50, for example. You know, we're constantly there. sending passes to my students just now in the back, coming in for extra help tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. The kids are struggling in many cases, they're behind, and I have a grave concern over that. It's not something that we necessarily need to do at this point. We're talking about getting them tutoring help and, yoga and everything else, but yet we keep throwing more and more at them. And it's really not healthy. The final thing I just want to mention is, as always, Happy Kwanzaa to those who celebrate. Merry Christmas to those who celebrate. And we all celebrate a happy, healthy, and prosperous 2024. Hopefully it'll be a great year for us as a school district and everybody within the community. There is one other thing I want to add in. The college acceptances for early decisions and all have been coming out, I believe December 15th, which was Friday. And again, as always, we have some students disappointed, but many of them were very excited and happy to get accepted to some of the great institutions that our students have always been known to get into. So again, kudos and congratulations to them. And I know the other students are waiting on their others, and they're all going to get into great schools and do well down the road. Thanks, and have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Romano?
Matt. I'm sorry to bother you again. I'm still looking for bus drivers.
I knew you were going to say that.
Bus drivers, please, bus drivers.
Yeah, I told you when I retire, I'll be glad to maybe drive.
Contract says the union will supply. Thank you, sir.
That's different union. You got to talk to Mr. Brian Ferry.
Contracts, sir. Contracts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Contracts.
that's Brian Ferry's.
Wink,
domain,
wink.
though.
You know?
They're not under ours.
Bus drivers. Wink, wink.
I hear you.
Thank you, sir.
It's a big demand all over.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, help me out, buddy. Parents in the audience here actually want to know about bus drivers.
If anybody needs
You
a
know?
job, just see Mr. Romano if you want to
Matt
drive a
Revnick.
bus.
Matt Revnick, right there.
All right.
Thanks, Matt.
Matt, we have a lot of disagreements, and on the Army Navy thing, we'll never agree.
That is true. Well, I had a laugh with the one gentleman that said that Heidi's serving in the Navy after going to West Point.
That's correct.
Maybe she changed sides.
No, never.
No, it was always a pleasure. I remember sitting at the volleyball games when Heidi was in high school playing, and again, people don't realize we can be at odds with certain things. Doesn't mean we don't have a working relationship in other ways.
Absolutely.
And a personal respect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Anyone else?
One over here.
Whoever wants to come first.
Ma'am?
Just stand closer to, I don't know the names.
Hi, everybody. My name is Gigi. Today I brought my daughter, Alexis, because I'm here today. I saw them come, but I come and then I was like, oh, it's a long meeting. I can't understand how you guys can sit there long. And under the stage, you do a lot of effort. So I come today, really appreciate all your work and effort. Jerry, 10 years surprised me. I was like, 10 years counting. That's a lot of time. And I brought my daughter. She said, like, why we go there? I say today we have a lesson about devotion. Because 10 years, I said, that's Jerry. You are very popular. You might not know me, but you are popular.
Oh, I know you.
Not because of your looking or six packs. Yeah, you look good, but it's just selfishness and contribution for all these without any payment. I know a lot of people, they get paid, but even they still didn't do the job right, but you did it so good. Thank you so much. And also, I want to say that, I know that's counting, I'm not taking that long. Okay, so I also want to say that today is just a temporary farewell, and soon people will say welcome back. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thank you. Now I have time to get appointment for dentist appointment.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joseph Johnson. I live at 28 Manor Crescent. First and foremost, I would just like to take the time out to acknowledge the outgoing members of the Board of Education, Mr. Shi and Mr. Mohan Patel. Thank you guys for serving Edison Township throughout the years. We wish you luck in your future endeavors. And in the same notion, I would also like to welcome the new members who will be sworn in January. As mentioned before, my name is Joseph Johnson. I'm a graduate of J.P. Stevens High School, class of 2014, and founder of the Lena Harris Foundation. The Lena Harris Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization based in Edison, New Jersey. Over the past 5 years, dating back to the 2018-2019 school year, the Lena Harris Foundation has hosted the Lena Harris Foundation Mentorship Program. The program, which will be entering year 6 this upcoming year, will begin on February 10th, 2024, and conclude on March 16th, 2024. The program is a 6-week Saturday program held at Middlesex College from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it includes students of both Edison High School and J.P. Stevens High School. It focuses on students who may not be or may not have the same opportunities and advantages as other students, albeit socially, financially, or academically. The program includes free breakfast, free guest speakers, activities, a tour of Middlesex College, and an end-of-the-year scholarship and awards banquet in which we invite all the board members to attend. Students are selected by each of the high school's administration and the program is designed to expose students to career fields outside of high school. Thus far, we have had over 45 students complete and graduate from the program, and we look forward to increasing that number this year. On Thursday, December 14th, 2023, from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., the Lena Harris Foundation interviewed 8 students from Edison High School, which were chosen from the Edison High School administration, and I'm proud to announce that all 8 have been accepted into the program. At the conclusion of the holiday recess, we look forward to interviewing the students of J.P. Stevens High School to kick off the program on February 10th. If anyone is interested, or if any parent is interested, please contact Principal Ross from Edison High School or Principal Quick from J.P. Stevens High School. And to just close, I would just like to thank the Edison Board of Education, the Edison administration, Middlesex College, Principal Ross, Principal Quick, Mr. Samuel Marshall for volunteering his time, and all the other board members and administrators who have supported and continue to support the program. I know the program has been approved for Mr. Shi and Mr. Patel previously, and I just thank all the current board members as well. I pray for everyone in attendance tonight and look forward to working with you all in the future. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you. Maria.
Hi, Maria Orchid. First, I would like to say thank you to Mohan and thank you to Mr. Shi for your wonderful years of service. Also, congratulations to Virginia. And looking forward to that, the stop sign. And thank you to all the other members who volunteer selflessly for the Board of Education. The other thing we wanted to point out, we didn't receive the personnel listing, so I don't know if it would be available after the meeting or the update. We didn't receive that. Want to say thank you to everyone that volunteers for the Edison Environmental Commission and Beautiful Edison. Without their wonderful support, we couldn't do the programs around Edison and the cleanups. And lastly, I'd like to wish everyone a happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, and a very good New Year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anthony, yeah.
Anthony Diamarin, 25 Wiley. Let me first wish Mr. Patel and Mr. Shi, thank you for your years of service. And you'll surely be missed. And extremely hard worker, I'll say that. We've had, it's been interesting over the last few years. But, and Mr. Patel, I happen to, you have your way. I agree with a lot that you have to say. But I wish you guys nothing but the best. And Mrs. White, congratulations. I'd like to also say that you earned it because of you, not because of anybody else or any endorsements. It was because of you. So just know that. Also, to the new superintendent, I haven't had a chance to, I never met, we don't know, but congratulations. Everybody seems to really to like you. I've paid attention. You're very engaging. You know what's going on, and you are I think you are the right man for the job. And which brings me to really the reason why I'm here tonight, and at a concern. You do have a big job. I think it's the biggest job now in the township. But from the things you hear now, unfortunately, what possibly is going on here inside of Edison High School concerns me. I'm not here to point fingers. I don't know who's at fault. I don't know. That's not my concern. However, what's I think is obvious is policy that needs to be changed on discipline. Mr. Ross, I'm a big fan of Mr. Ross. I don't point the finger at him. But when you have administrators that their hands are tied due to previous policies, we are seeing the effects of that today. And it's a problem. When you have local businesses that publicly put out caution as Edison High students come into their businesses is a major concern. And that's, for me, it's time we got to figure out what's going on here. And from everything I hear and do your due diligence on, that I do at least, the discipline is a problem. And I know for a fact that you are starting to try to change that, and I appreciate that. I all the way up until before I got here, I was just checking in and figuring out, really trying to get my facts right. But you're seeing that, and also the lack of respect some students have for teachers and educators is also concerns me. For anybody to use these halls as their playground is unacceptable to me. You have, from what you hear, fights, weapons. I went to school here. I can't believe some of the things that I hear, and I got to admit, I mean, as someone who I supported the last administration, but if this policy of, tying people's hands and not being able to discipline is got to change. And because, as someone who, my girlfriend and I, Nate, he goes to James Monroe, and I'll tell you, you go to these elementary schools, it's like paradise. It's quintessential learning. The students love being there. They love school. They love to learn. The teachers there they're inspiring these kids. And I know there's a teacher shortage, and I think part of the problem is that is the way the lack of respect that we have towards teachers. The teachers are not able to teach, to inspire, and there's not enough connection, so people are not going into the profession for whatever the reason. That's partially part of the problem, I think. Nevertheless, but you go to these elementary schools, and it's like you don't want them to leave. You don't want them to leave James Monroe. You don't want them to leave to the next step. You don't want them to get corrupted and hang out with the wrong crowd, because they're so innocent at that age. So that's scary, though, and I think it needs to change. And from what I understand, you guys are beginning to do that, and I don't have all the answers. I could tell you, working maybe with the police department. When I worked with the previous administration, I worked with the community policing unit, and I have some ideas to throw around. Maybe we could talk sometime. I'd love to meet with you, but I really hope that we circle in on this and we fix it. Mr. Ross does a outstanding job. I mean, listen, I had one meeting with him once. The guy was typing with one hand, writing with the other hand, and having a full-blown conversation with me, and it was just blew my mind. He's a tremendous man. So but I want to protect the school and honor especially the people that went before here. So with that said, I have one other question. In regards to the school spirit, if I had an idea, let's just say if I wanted to open up a school spirit store, let's just say on like Amboy Avenue somewhere. What's the process of doing that? Do we have contracts? I noticed that there's like, if you go to Walmart, they sell a lot of our apparel. So I don't know how that works, what kind of cut the district gets. But I think one thing that could be missing in this school, what I would like to see is like a one-stop shop apparel store where you could go in and you could buy every school, every shirt, you know, you put it downtown and you know, I would even have special needs students working there and helping out. Something like that. And so I don't know how the contracts work when those contracts end with excuse me, with these other stores, but just thinking outside the box. So, and as far as, I got a lot of notes here, but time's up. Oh, one last suggestion. You know what would be a bad idea is to put the video while people are, or while you guys are all discussing and having your during a meeting, because my eyes are getting worse. Is to put it up live, stream it, onto the video monitor. So, all right, guys, have a happy New Year, and thank you.
Board President. Anthony, that was actually a great suggestion about the school store, and I think that's something that we should actually look into.
And if you don't mind, if you want to hang out after the board meeting, I'd love to. Yeah, great.
That was a great idea.
We actually have it at some of the schools. We have the store to sell the T-shirts and stuff like that. But let's see if we can expand to all the schools.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Jorge Sanchez, Edison resident, father of 2 children at the district. All of you, I've emailed you about 2 weeks ago, so you should all have that email in relation to the topic that was just brought up. I'm here almost exactly 1 year to the day of that email, and the first response to that email regarding the violence at this school was I was responded to 2 weeks ago. After I copied all those emails and sent them right back to you, explaining that I had no contact from this school or the superintendent at the time. Let me backtrack. Thank you for your service, Mr. Patel, Mr. Shi. You guys did a wonderful job while you were here. I hope all the best to you all. But again, good evening, board and community members. In the past few weeks, we've learned of the increase in violence in Edison High School. In the aftermath of 2 of the most violent weeks I've witnessed since my teen has been in Edison High, I finally was able to meet with Principal Ross and Superintendent Aldarelli to gain some understanding of the issues at the school and demand immediate action. I'm here to reiterate that there is a crisis in this school, okay? And we must address both immediate and long-term. I asked the following, and I'm going to ask a lot of questions. I asked the following. What is your head of security's immediate plan to address the issue of fighting at Edison High School? I just saw a video 3 days ago of Principal Ross trying to break up a fight between 2 girls in a cafeteria. One security guard was there to try to break it up. Principal Ross joins in on the melee and gets flipped upside his head. Literally, flipped upside his head. Okay? All right. Has there been an audit of security personnel to ensure that they are following policy and practices in their day-to-day and in their interactions with students? Do we have a code of conduct? Is it published? Okay. Is it published for all to see, including myself and every other community member? Okay. Has it been updated? And if it is going to be updated, what is the plan for that updating? Whose voices are going to be heard during that process? Are student voices going to be included? Are community voices going to be included? Is this code of conduct, is it understood by all adults that have contact with students, and is it enforced by all adults in the room? Are teachers trained on the code of conduct? Is there a plan to update the conduct? I spoke about that already. From my meeting with Principal Ross and Superintendent Aldarelli, I met with Dr. Aldarelli this morning. I met with Principal Ross last week. Okay? Since that meeting, I fear the school and the district has been too reactive in their address of student misbehavior while giving woefully insufficient attention to the overall culture of the building and the relationship between teachers and students, and between students and students. The security focus seems unbalanced on bad apples, quote unquote, bad apples, okay, and must be rebalanced with equitable focus on addressing the day-to-day learning environment. I ask, how is responsible decision-making, trust and belonging, self-awareness, and self-management, how are they being integrated into instruction and homeroom periods? That is a great opportunity for those topics to be addressed. What are the school norms? I have no idea. How are they visible, living, and breathing? Has there been efforts to engage student voice, such as hosting focus groups and listening sessions with students to identify actionable strategies? Okay? The school tension is palpable, guys. You can feel it when you walk into this building. Violence is often a symptom of a relationship gap among young people and school staff. So the relationship gap among young people and school staff. The issues of chronic fights and violence are symptomatic of a greater culture issue. Has the district considered implementing restorative justice practices to help create increased belonging and modeling healthier ways of dealing with conflict? I agree that the focus on immediate and long-term safety is of highest priority. I also agree that we want to ensure that we commit to an intentional focus and priority in attending to the relationship gap between teachers and students. I understand there seems to be this thought that because you're a teacher, you automatically are respected. That's not how the world works, okay? You get what you give. If you give these kids disrespect, and I'm not saying disrespect, I'm saying, let's clear this up. It's not disrespect. It's apathy. If you give these kids apathy, right, then what do you think they're going to respond with? Chaos. Okay? So what are we doing? We are the adults in the room. What are we doing for our children? Yes, the student that put 45 stitches on a kid's face shouldn't be in the district right now, right? But he's still our kid. We can't just give up on that kid. We can't give up on the kid that just got the 45 stitches. He deserves justice too, okay? And every student that has to live through that, walk through these hallways and deal with that needs assistance from you, from the adults in the room. Where is the help? Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Oh, Michelle?
Hi everyone. I'm late, so it's my first time, Michelle Chen. And I want to just make a few comments here. Before I make comments, I just wanted to share a quote with all of you. A great leaders are servants, and servants are behearted. So thank you, Mohin and Jerry, for your service. Jerry, you are the one, 10 years service. A great leader exemplifies servants to our community. As tonight, we all say thank you and farewell to you and Mohin. We also like to call on all the elected BOE members to carry on Jerry's legacy started 10 years ago, to carry on to fight for a better school, better Edison schools, less corruption, and like the other person just mentioned, a safe school, less corruption, less crowded, a fair, best-in-class teaching environment for all students. If you do that, you will have our vote. Thank you, and happy holidays.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Lucy D, 23rd Lane Bridgewater. At this last meeting of the year, first, I wish everyone a happy holiday season. Thank you all for serving on the board. And I know it's really a tough job to be serving on the board. Don't ask me how I know. But I want to commend you all and thank you for your hard work. And I want to thank you for the incoming board member as well for taking up this challenge. After today's meeting, Mr. Jerry Shi and Mr. Mohan Patel would have completed their current term. I wanted to take this opportunity to say a few words of appreciation. Thank you for serving on the board for a full term, and thank you, Jerry, for serving for 10 years. That's a really long time. But time is not the most outstanding contribution these gentlemen have. Yes, they put in the time, but they're just good. They're efficient and effective. I want to point out that it is the envy of many neighboring towns, many districts in New Jersey, to have 0 increase in their school tax for 3 years in a row. Edison is lucky. And they did this. Thanks for your leadership. You were able to do this with continued delivery of excellent education quality. You also are doing so looking out for the best interest of the children, expanding school facilities, and taking care of the benefits for the teachers and staff as well. Uncompromised quality and benefits. You did so by efficiency and transparency. You have shown what is possible. I want to also recognize that the inspiration that you have set for community service, for being the strong voices for students and families, for an example for minorities to get involved and contribute, and for taking actions to be the change you want to see. Thank you, Jerry and Mohan, for your leadership, inspiration, and examples you've set. Thank you for your selfless services, and congratulations on your achievement over the years. Your current term ends for now, but what you have started will be invaluable legacy for many to cherish, look up to, and follow. I hope you best of luck in the next aspiration of yours, and I'm certain whatever you choose to set your mind to, you will crush it. Thank you.
Thank you. Shishir.
Lucy? Anyone else? Seeing none, motion to adjourn
Motion.
the public comments.
Motion.
Motion to adjourn the meeting?
You do it.
Second.
Motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you.
All in
Thank you,
favor?
everybody. Have a happy holiday.
Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you so much.